Fire away, man. Ladies.
Dennis, it's been a while since we've seen Marshawn on the field. Are you anticipating he'll be able to go on Saturdays? Maybe question.
He's been limited all week, so we'll see where he's at as we finish out the week. But he's been limited.
I mean, obviously, you've gotten a chance with him out there to see what Alontae can do. How do you think that secondary is going to?
I think overall they've played well.
Yeah.
I think since Paulson's got back to being healthy, and really same thing with Alontae, he's got some experience. I think those guys have done a good job and played well. So and we're going to have to play well in the back end in this game. They got a lot of weapons on offense. So we'll have to play well back there.
Alontae was talking this week just about his tackling and how he's become more consistent with it. What do you, from your perspective, like what are maybe a couple of things that he could do to maybe achieve that?
Be better. Is that? I mean, I'm asking. Is that the question that you're asking?
No. Alontae was talking about his tackling. Like
yeah.
He says he's maybe too hit or miss with it. Like
yeah.
Just how does he become more consistent at that?
Yeah. Look, I think the number one thing in tackling is, want to, and he has that. And so then there's just some fundamental technique things in terms of wrapping up, keeping your head up, all those kinds of things that make you a better tackler. But the number one thing is, is will the puppy bite when he's a puppy? And he'll bite. And so now we just got to refine some of it.
You guys have kind of slowly incorporated Rasheed Shaheed more into the offense. What has he shown you to kind of deserve that opportunity?
Well, he's made plays when he's had an opportunity. He brings a speed element to our offense, which I think is good, opens up a lot of things for a lot of people. And when the ball's gone to him, he's made some plays. And so, when you make plays, you get more opportunities. I'd say the other thing is that he's proven to me that, from a standpoint of learning, that he knows what to do. And so I can count on him to be in the right spots. And that's all part of what it is in terms of a young player developing and being able to play.
And I mean, he only had like maybe a week of training camp tops. What gave you all the confidence to make sure you're bringing him back, like on the practice squad and keeping him around?
Well, I think we kind of always kind of knew that he was a guy that we, were excited about, and really, honestly, we were more excited about him as a returner. What he showed in college as a returner is what really got us excited about him. And then you saw the speed early on. And look, there were some growing pains. I mean, he struggled to read the card at times on the show team early on. But as he continued to get reps and continued to get more plays, you saw him making some plays on the show team. And then when we incorporated him into the offense and gave him some snaps, initially in a limited role, but as he continued to make plays and continued to show that he was going to know what to do, he's earned a bigger role in the offense.
And just show team, you mean
scout team, yeah.
What are some of the things that make Mike Hodges like a good teacher and developmental, and some of the traits that have kind of helped that linebacker room?
Well, I think number one, he works at it. He works extremely hard at it. He develops a good relationship with his players, and he does a good job of teaching, fundamentals and techniques. And our guys, he manages that room really well, and our guys have, kind of taken to his teaching, and they listen to him. And so if guys, are willing to work, and they're willing to accept the coaching, then they can improve. And, you've seen some of the young guys really develop under him.
Go ahead. Do you guys point out at all that last year on the state you were 5-7 and kind of turned it around and got on?
Hadn't even thought of it, to be honest with you. But, what we have said is that what we can't control anything that's happened in the past. What we can control is where we go from this point forward. And so that's really where our focus is and what our mindset is.
Paulson Adebo's improvement that you talked about, or playing some of his best football recently, was sort of the inconsistency we saw earlier this season almost exclusively related to?
I'd
the
say
injury?
primarily related.
You also have some
I'd say primarily related to the injury. I think, when you're out there and you're playing and look, nobody's 100%. Let's be real, but it's hard to block that out at times, and so especially playing that position when you have a lower body, injury, sometimes you're playing a little bit more cautiously, and you can't play this game cautiously. And so I think since he's gotten healthy, that confidence has grown, and he's played some of his best football.
With the division, the way that it's stacked up, the way the game happened here, what's been the message overall to the team this week?
Well, the message really has been, let's go out and compete to go win this game. Like I said, we can't control anything that's happened in the past. What we can control is what we do moving forward. And look, we are what we are in terms of where our record is, but yet we're still right here in this thing. And so, we've got to go out and play good football and give ourselves an opportunity to win.
The defense plays the way it did last week. Think that can kind of carry you down the stretch?
Well, it's part of it. Yeah, it's part of it. We've got to put a complementary game together, offense, defense, and in the kicking game. And, we understand the things that it takes to win in this league, and we've got to do more of those things to give ourselves that opportunity.
I think we've asked you about it since last week, but Will's been kind of up and down this year. Is that, do you think, just part of a guy not playing in a year?
Look, that may be part of it. But look, Will knows that his job is to kick the ball through the uprights. And he's well aware of that. He understands it, takes that responsibility seriously, and he's working extremely hard to try to improve. So, as with a lot of guys on our team.
The lack of takeaways, is that explainable, or is it luck? Is it circumstance?
Look, I don't look at it as luck. I mean, I think, I guess some of it may take a part of it, but it's hard to explain why we haven't been able to take the ball away as much as we have. I mean, that really hasn't been an issue around here, but we haven't done it as well as we need to. So, look, we know that we got to make the plays, but here's the deal: like, we just got to make the plays that are there for us to make, offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. It's no more simple than that. And so, when you have an opportunity to make a play, you got to make it.
Do you feel like you miss a lot of opportunities on defense to get those, or they?
Well, look, I know there's been a few. There's been a few times where the ball's been on the ground. We hadn't been able to recover it. There's been a couple of times that we've, batted a ball down and could have potentially been an interception. So, and those are all game-changing type of plays. We had one last week got taken away with a penalty call. So, look, we just got to keep. The only way you're going to get them is if you just keep playing hard and get 11 guys around the ball, and that's, generally good things happen when that happens.
Coach, I don't know if it's Lattimore or Tyron or defensive coach, but who do you feel like has been the biggest influence on Alontae Taylor and the success that he's had as a rookie?
It's probably a better question for you to ask him. You know what I mean? It'd all be speculation on my part, but look, I think there's a lot to him in terms of his mindset and want to, and I think that's the biggest part of it.
Coach, when it comes to this part of the season where, like we said, with the division stacked up the way it is, the most important game is the next game, how important is the message that these guys are getting from their leaders in the locker room when essentially you have to win moving forward?
Well, the best teams I've ever been a part of are when the players in the locker room take it over. And so, and that's what good teams really, generally have really good leadership and guys that can bring other guys along with them. So yeah, that's going to be important. Okay, thanks.
Mike, you ready?